Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about Taylor Lapilus versus Cody Stamann. My prediction for the fight is Taylor Lapilus wins a close fight by decision. But his money line is at almost 3-1, so I haven't played that. I'm going to wait for the props, and I do think the only thing I would bet on is probably Cody Stamann by decision. Because I'm tempted to bet on him right now at plus 220, but I'm pretty sure if he wins, it's by decision. So I'd like to wait for the props before I commit to wasting my money. I would like to play the over at over 2.5 rounds here, but I could never relax with a 4-1 bet at over 2.5 rounds. That's a long time to sit and simmer. So right now, I'm staying away from this, but again, I think it's going to be a close fight. I think the money line odds, are a little off. Cody Stamann should be a tighter underdog here, and I'm going to be looking to play him to win by decision. But the pick is Taylor wins by decision. I think the fight I'm envisioning would be close, kind of like the Colin Lochran fight, but I think Taylor would, in general, be able to keep it standing and do a little better than Cody. Cody is a good wrestle boxer, which means he's got good hands. But Taylor is a more sophisticated striker. He's a southpaw with better kicks, and he's a patient guy, which is not always such a great trait. And that's part of what makes me think this will be close. But yeah, I think Taylor, if he is able to keep the fight on the feet, he has a little more to offer, and that's my basis for picking him to win. Even if he does so on the back foot. He's got 4 losses, though. All 4 are by decision, and he's been out-wrestled in all of them, I believe. He lost to good fighters, Farid Basharat in his last fight, Denis Lavrentiev by decision, the one before that, and that was, at this point, 6 years ago. And then he lost in the UFC to Eric Perez 9 or 10 years ago, and Magomed Bibulatov even longer than that. So he's only lost to good fighters. If you don't know, those are all good fighters. And his primary weakness, I can't say it's a weakness because I think he's got good takedown defense. But the reason he lost these fights is because he was out-grappled, out-wrestled, really. Although in the Eric Perez fight, he kind of made that happen himself by pulling some guillotines and whatever. But I think, maybe he learned a big lesson there. I don't expect too many guillotine attempts from Taylor Lapilus against a guy who's looking to take him down. But I think it's still the primary path to victory over him. I'm sure Cody Stamann and his team saw the fight with Farid Basharat. I don't think they have that type of grappling prowess of Farid Basharat. But Cody is still a wrestler, first and foremost, even if he doesn't always look like it. So that's what he should be looking to do. Strike his way into takedowns against Taylor Lapilus, corner him against the cage, which Taylor will help you by moving backwards, and take him down. Slow him down, stop his movement, whether it's by pinning him against the cage or going through him and getting him on the ground. Cody, he's got 5 losses. We've seen them in the UFC. He's been submitted twice to Said Nurmagomedov with the guillotine choke, the deep guillotine, 2 years ago, or whatever that was. And he lost to Aljamain Sterling with what's listed as a knee bar, but it's the Sulaweb stretch. That's what Aljamain Sterling got him with. There's probably not too many fighters that can do what Aljo did there. That's a very forgivable loss. And, of course, Aljo went on to be a champion and one of the best bantamweights. Maybe featherweights. We'll see what happens with him. But that's it for the guys that have finished him. His other 4 losses, I said he had 5, huh? I misread that. His other 4 losses are all by decision. Douglas Silva de Andrade in his last fight, which I did think he lost, but it was really close in the end because he had a big round 3 against Douglas, hurt him, dropped him, and was all over him, but not all over him enough to get the 10-8 round in the end. And he also lost to Merab Dvalishvili by decision. He might be the world champion in a matter of months. And Jimmy Rivera beat him by decision as well. Jimmy was a very good fighter in his day. And of course, he lost once on the regional scene 10 years ago. Whatever. But Cody Stamann, he's definitely a tough guy to get out of there. He's got a really strong chin. Again, losing 2 rounds to Douglas Silva de Andrade shows you're pretty damn tough if you didn't get out of there, get knocked out. And I think here, this one should go the distance. I think it is going to be a longer fight. I'd be really surprised if either guy got any sort of a finish. I think this one should go long. So maybe there is really value on the over at 4-1 odds, but I just can't do that. So I'm just going to sit back and wait for Cody Stamann by decision and look to waste some of my money there. He's a guy that's got good pressure, good hands, and I would think the wrestling that he's hopefully been sharpening for this matchup here against Taylor Lapilus. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit, and check out my other videos.